What's going on, everybody? This be your boy DJ Anonymous with Sports Biz Music, episode 12, and I got a very special guest in the building. I got Zach from ZBKicks. What's up? What's going on with you, man?
I'm good. What's up?
I know that you first of all, you're a young entrepreneur, by the way. You know, you're only 18 years old and you got a lot of growth. But I want you to introduce yourself to the people before we go into detail.
All right, sure. So I'm Zach. I'm 18. I'm launching on April 1st, so about a month, ZBKicks consignment app and website. So it's going to be in the mold of what Gold and StockX are, two really popular apps that have really emerged in the sneaker and streetwear industry. So we'll be a middleman authentication service. So people will be selling on the app, shipping to us, and then we'll be shipping to the buyers and making sure the products are authentic and that they are brand new dead stock. So we'll be focusing on both brand new and used sneakers and streetwear. So that's how we're really going to separate ourselves, with also having lower prices. So a flat 10% consignment rate. So that's how we really think we're going to take off, having lower prices and having both brand new and used sneakers and streetwear.
That's what's up. So you pretty much you gonna be the plug for everybody.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's the plan.
So when did this all started? Like what led you on to being a sneakerhead? Well, I don't want to say sneakerhead. You know what I mean. Like to lead you to being in love with sneakers and wanting to go in business with sneakers and making money.
Yeah. So when I was around like 5, 6, I was a huge basketball fan, going to many Knicks games, and it really took off from there, being exposed to the NBA and basketball, really then shifted towards sneakers and streetwear. So about 5, 6 years ago, I really started focusing in on reselling with Flight Club. I'm from New York, so Flight Club, especially back then, was definitely the number one place to go to resell your sneakers and to go for a consignment shop. So having Flight Club nearby was really convenient. So I was able to buy Jordans almost every week back then. They'd have resale value, and then bring them in on the weekends to Flight Club and make a lot of money doing that. So that's how I started.
So because you was talking about the reselling, and before we started the podcast, we was talking about, like, I was asking you because I started noticing that Jordan is not really the biggest. Well, this year, you said this year he's the shoe is doing good, but overall, like, it's not as viable as it used to be. And I asked you, do you think it's because of the, they keep redoing these Jordans and they come out like every week? Is that the reason why Jordans are not as viable, because they keep coming out with new Jordans every like 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's part of it. They're retroing a lot of sneakers pretty often and near each other. Mm-hmm. So like the Fred ones, they've been restocking like almost every 2-3 years. Mm-hmm. They're kind of overdoing it with some models. But the other thing is the fact that, especially last year, they produced way too many Jordans and general releases, so the supply was way too much. MJ's philosophy was that he wanted to really overflow like the market with Jordans and try to eliminate the resale and the hype behind it. But that definitely didn't work out. Because if you go to Nike factory stores, you're full of Jordans, and these are classic retro Jordan colorways that 5 years ago they would have sold out within an hour and had great resale value. Mm-hmm. So Jordan realized last year that they were really messing up. They lost a lot of market share to Adidas. Adidas really took off. Yeah. And like what Kanye said, like Yeezy is like jumped over Jumpman for real at this point.
Do you think because the reason why, because Yeezys, I noticed that Yeezys always come out at a certain time of the year. Do you think that's the main thing, that's the main reason why Yeezys are more popular than Jordans at this particular moment?
Well, yeah, they have less models, and also because they're limited, so they're hard to get, and they have so much hype and a lot of build up for them. And also Kanye's so popular.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I always loved Kanye, even from the college dropout days. Like that's like my favorite Kanye, you know. But I had to realize that for him, you know, for his growth, I see why like a lot of people say he changed, but I feel like he could come off kind of what I say, like arrogant in some ways, but it's like at the same time I gotta respect his grind. I gotta respect what he's trying to do, cause this man's vision is like ridiculous. So Jordans has been your favorite shoes, like of all time.
My favorite are probably the ones in the 11s. I love the 11 patent leather. The Space Jams and the Bread 11s are my two favorite.
Do you have certain stories about like the shoes, the ones in 11s?
Well, yeah. So what was the year? Well, Space Jams last year. It was 2 years ago now. I was able to cop 8 pairs. So that was the thing, especially the Space Jams. They released so many pairs of the Space Jams for the holidays. They didn't have much resale value. So those are sneakers that I had to hold on to. Like, even now, I still haven't sold those because the resale value has only gradually gone up. So if I bought them at the time, I would have only made like $20 per pair. But now you can make around $100 on what I initially paid for them. But back in the day, it was really a lot of camping out and waiting for sneakers. But now it's really gone towards raffles and like online raffles. So it's really changed like how to buy sneakers now. There's no it was too much violence, and it was just so much. It was too dangerous, and the stores didn't want people waiting out on the blocks. And the police had to come a lot of times, so it didn't make sense really for like just Foot Lockers, Champs, Foot Actions to continue just having people camp out, just doing it online. So it's made it a lot more different. The research for sneakers.
Yeah, because I'm not really a Jordan. I probably got one Jordan, like right now, and it's the Charlotte 10s, one of the Bobcats. Nice. The reason why I don't like, it's like I like Jordans, but I don't like how how they feel because of my feet. I heard that certain Jordans, I don't know which ones, are more comfortable than certain number Jordans. From what I heard, you know, everyone's different. I heard the 4s are one of the most comfortable Jordans, from what I heard. So
yeah, they're pretty comfortable. I liked wearing the 1s, 3s, 4s, 5, 11s. Like the 6, 7, 7s, like they're a little tight. I have a wide foot.
Yeah.
I'm a 15, like 14, like depends on the sneaker.
Yeah,
so I try to keep the 13 in Jordans because they can crease really easily, especially the patent leather 11s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause like I feel like with Jordans, I wear a size 13, but I feel like with them, I have to wear like a 14 or something because like I have big feet for a Jordan. But like as far as like overall like the style and things like that, I remember when the Gammas came out a few years ago. I wanted those. Like it was so hard, but I was just like, at the same time, I was just like, I'm not finna spend money on Jordans unless I have that, you know, that income. You know, I always said that I would accept Jordans if it was gifted to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a great shoe. You know, it got a lot of legacy. But one shoe I would buy, like when it comes back, is the Gammas. Because when I first seen them, I fell in love with them. The price, no, but you know just the style of the shoe. Because one of my favorite colors is blue, so that was one of the reasons why I fell in love with the shoe.
Yeah, the blue really stands out.
So so with collaborations before we started with the podcast, actually the last episode. I was with this accessories company based down in Miami. They call Mimosa, and they collaborate a lot. And in the episode, I was saying that I started noticing that a lot of fashion companies, like they collaborate a lot, you know. And I noticed like the last one was like from what I know was Fubu and Puma had collaborated. You know, FUBU been around for a long time, but they just started getting their buzz again because they've been kind of MIA for a while, for a long time. Do you think that also impact like the sneaker game as far as like collaborations? Like you see Adidas, like, you know, their collaborations, like you have, for example, like Adidas have like Pharrell's shoes. His shoes are like, some people say are just behind the Yeezys and stuff like that. Like they're very comfortable. They're very, you know, good looking. Like for fashion, like you could just put, you could like set a outfit for his shoes and things like that. But do you think like collaborations are making the whole sneaker game like more popular now than it ever been?
Yeah, I think so, because it's all about the hype, and the collaborations are really limited. They're really built up. The release is really hyped, especially with both Jordans and also Supreme. They really focus in on collaborations. But just recently with Jordans, you have the Levi Denim Force.
Yeah, those hard.
They're really fire. Like the blue denim sneaker. You have the Cause, which are really, Cause is a really sick brand with their Bear Bricks. So now they're moving in on. So it's just so much is going on with collaborations, and of course Supreme every season they have collaborations like almost like every other week, and they're really popular and drive up the hype for Supreme, and also now it's doing it for Jordans. So it's just great. It's great for the resale industry and for sneakers, because when you have that hype, people are interested in the sneakers, and you're interested in the streetwear. So it's great culture.
So to get back to Adidas and Jordan, because this is going to lead me into talking about Under Armour. Do you also think, you believe that Adidas is having a stronghold because of all the people they have under their branch now? Like, they very cultured. Like, Adidas is like, I feel like the most cultured like shoe brand like right now. Like, they have these different artists and athletes, you know, that's even public figures like that's under the branch. That's like, I feel like they're more hands-on with the people, you know, than other brands. Do you also think that's another reason why Adidas are just going up right now?
Yeah, I think so. And they're able to have all these like commercials and all these influencers, celebrities promote them on social media and make posts. So promoting it like globally, Adidas. So Adidas was really popular in Europe, but the past 5 years, like ever since they signed Kanye, that's when the popularity really grew in America. So starting with Kanye and moving to Pharrell, like those two are like the top two collaborators with Adidas. And of course you have basketball. You have Lillard. They just came out with the Bait Lillard 4s. Which are really popular for All-Star Weekend. So now even with the basketball players, they're starting to do collaborations and trying to build the hype. Of course, with James Harden, they gave him that huge contract, like 10 years, $300 million. Crazy.
Yeah, real crazy. And this leads me to Under Armour because I'm not going to lie. Under Armour was always used to be known for, like, football, really. And, like, now it's known also for, like, basketball and baseball, things like that. But particular with Steph Curry when he signed with Under Armour, and like he had a couple shoes that wasn't, you know, popular, but like the shoes that he has, like majority of them are like so popular that you even see like the Migos wanting to have like a pair of his shoes and things like that. Like, do you think Under Armour is going to be in that level in a few years? With like a Adidas or like a Nike or a Jordan or even like a Converse?
It's possible, but it's going to take some time. I know they just signed A$AP Rocky. So they're trying to sign some rappers and some more celebrities and musicians to join the brand.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he signed with Under Armour.
Yeah. It was about a month or two ago. They haven't released any sneakers or any clothing yet, but probably soon. They're probably just discussing now what they want to release.
So to talk more about your company, ZBKicks, what what motivated you to start the company? Especially like you 18 years old, man. Like you very young. You got a lot of growth ahead of you.
Yeah, for sure. So after reselling constantly with Flight Club and now seeing Gold and StockX enter the industry and really take off in less than 2 years, really convinced me that there's still room in the sneaker industry for resale and streetwear industry. So the fact still emerging, like time is now to try to enter it. Every day, Gold and StockX are getting more popular, more recognized. So the time is pretty much like now to make a move on. And I feel like there's still an opening because Gold and StockX are really just like two big companies. They aren't really like down with the people. And they aren't really there for like lower prices and try to improve the sneaker culture. So the fact we're going to have like a 10% consignment rate, so hopefully our prices are going to be much cheaper than both Gold and StockX. We're going to have quicker cash out times for the sellers so they can get their money faster authentication time so we can ship to the buyers faster. They're just trying to make the whole system improved and also more innovative. You know, at 18 and being a sneaker reseller, much more knowledgeable about what's going on currently in the sneaker and the streetwear industry than Gold and StockX, just two big companies that are just in it for the profits and for the money. So I feel like my knowledge and my experience can go a long way.
And you're right, because that's important. Like I said, like the reason why like Adidas is so popular is because they right there with their customers. Like, you know, they're listening to them. You know what I'm saying? Like they looking at their reviews and stuff. They looking at everything. They trying to be as much close to their customers than anybody else. And I like that because the what's it called? Golden StockX.
Yeah.
Right. When it came out a couple years ago, right?
Yeah. Goats came out in 2016, and StockX was like early last year.
Yeah. Cause I remember they was talking about it. I remember I was on YouTube and they was talking about it, and it's interesting because it's basically like the stock game, but like with shoes and stuff, which is like reality. Because you know, prices on shoes is like houses and cars and stuff like that. Like they'll go up and go down.
Yeah, they really fluctuate.
But with the vision that you have for your company is more like you really love sneakers and you really want people to get what they want. And that's very important. Like it's always about like you said, it's always about the demand, but also it's always about the relationships you build with these people. You know what I'm saying? Like you want them to always come back, and also you want them to refer people to your company and stuff like that. So I love the vision, man. Like that's what's up, man.
Thanks.
So 5 to 10 years from now, where do you see your company at? Where do you see yourself at first?
Well, ultimately, I hope to start my own sports agency.
Oh, I'm the same way. That's why I'm doing the podcast, because I want to meet new people, network new people, but also I want to, you know, build relationships so I can start my sports agency as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I went to school. My bachelor's, I went to school for sports, and for my 2 master's degrees are in like sports, but my MBA is more focused on like revenue and generation, so it's more focused on like the pricing and like, you know, advertising and marketing and things like that. Because like you said, like you want people to come because you don't want the prices to be too high. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be somewhere fair. So, like, right now I'm studying how to make a price where I can make enough money back, but also to bring people in and stuff like that. Because 20 years from now, I want to have an agency like now, but like 20, 30 years from now, I want to own my own professional team. You know, so, like, right now I'm just trying to get the idea of how to run that as well. But, my bad for cutting you off. That was just interesting because, you know, I'm trying to be a sports agent as well.
Yeah, it's great. So I was studying. I was a freshman, so at Drexel in Philly. So in the fall, I went there for the first semester, and now I had to take a withdrawal temporarily I'll be going back next year. But for now, to focus on ZBKicks and make sure it takes off and it grows well. That's why I'm going to spend the rest of this year focusing on ZBKicks. But I'll be going back to school next year, and then focusing, of course, still on ZBKicks, but then continue my education in sport management.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. It's a growing industry, man. Like, it's like sports in general. Like, the industry is growing because there's always something, new. And now that, fashion always been a part of like sports, as far as like sneakers and like jerseys and things like that. But you starting to see that a lot of professional teams, a lot of like even colleges are like, they want to get into that, that fashion driven like industry. Like, you look at Oregon, you look at University of Maryland, see all these schools, and even like the professional teams and things like that. Like, I seen like the alternative jerseys. Like,
yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah, like the Heat got the Vice, the Miami Vice ones. I love Utah's. Who else got some fire alternative jerseys? I think Golden State, Houston. But yeah, man, that's what's up. Ain't Drexel known as a basketball school too as well, right?
Yeah. They're best sports basketball.
They they still in the Big East?
They're in the Colonial Conference, actually. So they're in the same conference as Delaware. Who else is in there? Like Elon and North Carolina. Oh, okay. It's like up now. It's a little bit smaller conference, but it's still good basketball, Division I.
Yeah, they still. Yeah, I think they went to the playoffs one year. I think because I always heard about Drexel.
2 years ago, they were pretty good for a tournament.
So as far as sports, I know that you're a Knicks fan. Do you watch football or baseball?
Yeah, I'm a Vikings fan and a Yankees fan.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay, well, I don't know about the Yankees. I don't know about that. They kind of they broke my heart when they got my boys Stanton.
Yeah, I love Joe Carlo.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm not a Yankees fan, but like I will buy his jersey. What do you think about like the moves that the Yankees made this year, knowing that they were short of going to the World Series? Do you think they will go this year?
Yeah, I think they have a much greater chance of going. I mean, the fact now they're going to have Stanton, the same lineup, it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
That's a cheat. That's a cheat code. They go back to Golden State of baseball. Like, they got all them hitters. They got good pitching. Like, I can't even be mad at them. You know what I'm saying? But and you say you like the Vikings. The Vikings had a great year, but now they in a situation where, they don't know if they want Ted, because Teddy gonna be a free agent. I think all of them gonna be free agents.
Yeah, they're all free agents. Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah. So what do you think the Vikings should do? Like, do you think they should sign at least two and let the other one go, or do you think they just need find like a new quarterback in the draft?
I think they probably should let Bradford go because he gets hurt way too often, and he's still going to get a pretty huge contract. I was seeing that they projected that he could still get like a 3-year, $60 million contract because so many teams are in need of a quarterback. Mm-hmm. And also in this draft, the quarterbacks in the top, Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, they're really going to need some development in the NFL. Like, they're not going to be day one starters, week one starters. That's why someone like Bradford is going to be really wanted by other teams. But in my opinion, I think they should probably keep Bridgewater, give him a 1-year contract, and make sure that he'll stay healthy this year. Mm-hmm. And maybe draft the quarterback like the second or the third round. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Teddy. Before he was healthy, he was doing great and getting better, really athletic, really good runner.
Yeah, Teddy, that's home team. He's from Miami, so we always support. I remember when he first got hurt, that was in practice too. We always like, damn, like and no one even touched him. It was just like one of them freakish like injuries, and I was one of the people that said it. Like, they should at least give him like a year or a 2-year deal with an option, just to see, how he does, how he deal with the injury coming back from it, because I feel like for him, he got a lot of promise. You know, I don't know. I just feel like for someone like him, he needs that chance with all that talent. You know, with the offense and then of course the defense. To me, the defense is like one of the best, probably low key the best defense in the league. But you know, the Eagles, it was just their year. The Eagles just, you know, Nick Foles, even with that situation, I feel like what you think they should do with him? Because I think they should keep him because they don't know when Carson Wentz gonna come back.
Yeah, it's tough for the Eagles. They got to make a decision there. I mean, it might piss off Wentz if they give Foles a huge contract for him to be the backup, because then it puts a lot of pressure on Wentz coming back and he plays well, and especially in Philly. I mean, you know, they just won the Super Bowl. Their fans are crazy. I mean, even if Wentz comes back and struggling, they're going to be after him and saying, "Oh, put Foles back in." So the Eagles are going to have to make that decision. Yeah. I mean, Foles, he's probably better off going to another team and trying to lead them, because still Wentz will be the starter, I'd say, when he comes back from his injury, because of how well he was playing. I mean, he was arguably going to win MVP because of how well he was playing. So even though Foles won the Super Bowl, it's kind of like that situation like with Ohio State, like when they won the championship with like Cardell Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the fact that he was able to lead them to a championship.
Yeah.
And then the next year they still were like unsure if he should start the team for this team.
Yeah, because even that situation, they had like 3 quarterbacks, but I think who moved the receiver? What's his name?
Braxton.
Yeah, Braxton Miller. To me, I think he could have been a decent quarterback in the league. Honestly, he had an arm. He just had his injuries, you know. So
yeah, he's really fast.
And then
and they're talking about Lamar Jackson now. If he's going to stay a quarterback or he's going to shift to wide receiver.
They need to keep him at quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback.
You know, I hate the fact that they always trying to, you know, put an athlete that's at quarterback to like receiver. I'm like, this man is about 6'3". You know, he's not big like how Teddy was, because Teddy is a little bit bigger than him, but like in like weight wise, but he still got an arm of a cannon, and he's like the next Michael Vick, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's really similar to Vick. He's got that speed.
So, before we close the podcast, where do you see your company now 5 to 10 years from now?
In 5 to 10 years, that's a lot of time considering like how much the Golden StockX has emerged. But hopefully in 5 to 10 years, we'll have a huge impact and consistent impact in the sneaker and the shoe industry. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the tide changes in sneakers and streetwear in 5 to 10 years. I mean, will Jordan still have the popularity it has now? I mean, especially with Jordan's age. I mean, he's 55 now. In 10 years, he'll be 65. And that's stretching a long way from his playing career. I mean, that's the thing now of keeping him afloat, is that there's still so many fans of his, and that were fans of his from his playing days. But now, like the next generation, who didn't have the opportunity to see Jordan play at all, it's going to be interesting to see how Jordan brand changes. I mean, I think focusing on collaborations is going to have a huge impact on keeping Jordan brand really hyped and have good resale value. So that's going to have a huge impact. And also, Adidas, is Adidas going to continue to grow? I mean, they've been really innovative with the Ultra Boost and the NMDs. Now they have like 4D sneakers that are really cool. So it'll be interesting. And Supreme, just evaluated as a $1 billion company, taking on investors for the first time. I mean, right now, it looks like everything's in great shape as it stands right now in 2018. So hopefully the resale industry will continue to do well over the next 5-10 years. And if that's the case, we'll hopefully have an impact on it, pretty considerable amount. So that's the goal. And of course, me starting my sports agency, so hopefully I'll be able to have both things somewhat aligned. Because of course, athletes and celebrities love sneakers and love plugs. So they're pretty connected, I would think, sports agency and a sneaker consignment business.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what's up. And like I said, we gonna meet each other at the top, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having you on the show. You know, we gotta have a part 2, cause my computer about to die. But yeah, man. But shit. Part 2 coming soon, man. Part 2 coming soon, man. It was an interesting conversation. But this has been your boy DJ Anonymous with Zach from ZBKicks. And this has been Sports Biz Music, episode 2, not 2, I'm tripping, 12. And we out.